Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today was the day that Jin started his 18-month mandatory military service. That means we're really not going to be seeing him for 18 months. And like we've mentioned before, there was no event. There was no fan service. Fans weren't even supposed to show up, but we do have some limited footage, and I wanted to share with you what type of military base this is, where this military base is, and what has happened at this military base before. Is Jin safe there? Yeah, it's a little bit shocking. So we want to go into that. Also, I wanted to share with you my new favorite treatment essence, or basically the toner that you use without a cotton pad, the fresh Kombucha treatment essence. It has basically replaced the Amore Pacific toner that was on the top of my list because it is a little bit cheaper, even though this is pricey, but I got it on a Black Friday sale and I've been using it since then. I was using a trial version, like a sample version before, and really liked it and been waiting to try to get the real version. Totally love it. So let's go over the review. And also, if you want to really get one of the LED masks, either the full face mask or the eye mask, to go deep underneath where skincare can't go, and to get it before the holidays, then you gotta order now. And remember, Seoulite TV viewers get the best coupon code of Seoulite TV. You get $60 off all of the products. So all that coming up, so stay tuned. So Jin and Big Hit said, fans, please do not show up. And for the most part, fans did not show up. Media reports said about 50 fans did show up, and from my Twitter feed, I saw that one of the reporters said that one of the very nice army members gave him one of those heating packs because apparently it was super cold. The media definitely did show up with their cameras, and one of the reporters who was doing a live stream, like the whole time, like, well, basically they had nothing to talk about. She was just talking about how cold she was, and it was really cold, and it's been snowing on and off today here in Seoul. And this base is essentially, I think, about 40 kilometers north of Seoul. It's really near the North Korean border, so the farther north you go, it gets a little bit colder here in Korea. And it's in a place called Yeoncheon. And this is a place where he's going to spend 5 weeks doing basic training. He's going to be sleeping on a floor, like on the mat on a floor, like, you know, the situation, the barracks in DP, if you saw that drama, just like that, you know, a room with like 30 guys. That's the situation that he's gonna be in. So between 1 to 2 p.m., that was the time when a lot of the people were arriving to drop off their kids. So that was like the standby, and all the cameras were set trying to figure out which car Jin was in. And you didn't really know because they said that Jin was not gonna do any sort of announcement. He wasn't gonna get out of the car and say like, hello everybody, you know, I'm going into the military. He was just gonna drive in to make sure that there was no situation. And so people were surmising, so they were just like kind of scanning all the cars. Well, it then became very, very obvious which car he was in, because there was a series of 6 Carnivals, and Carnivals is a type of minivan by Kia, and essentially that's the car that it's like the Lincoln Town Car, essentially like the car that when you are driven places, but it's more of a minivan, and a lot of the idols are driven in Carnivals, and usually they are modified a little bit so that they're a little bit higher, so the roof becomes a little bit higher and you have a little bit more space in them. And why were there 6? Because apparently all of the BTS members accompanied Jin to to drop him off, to bid him farewell. None of the media was able to see any of the BTS members. Maybe, later we'll see some sort of content that the BTS members themselves upload, but we weren't able to see anything, and it really sucked. The YTN reporter, he was just like, oh dang, like they had a camera shot, they were trying to get the cars, and like the police were blocking them. He was like, dang, these police are blocking our shot. And then the SBS cameras, they got the shots, and so you could see the 6 different minivans go in, and then you can kind of tell like the energy of the crowd. They're like, oh, that's the crew, that's the crew. And then there was like, a BMW and a Mercedes, like, following them, and that was the big moment. I mean, that's what we're just waiting for the whole thing. And one restaurant apparently was just playing BTS music the whole time. And that's it. I mean, that was like the big thing. I mean, like not a big deal. But the thing that is a big deal is that Jin is gonna be going to a frontline unit, and this place in particular, Yeoncheon. Well, first of all, one of you guys in the comment section asked like, oh well, is there an address where we can send letters or something? I don't know if they'll actually deliver the letters, but I'm going to put the address of the base. So you have 5 weeks. I'll put the address of the base in the description, so in Korean and in English. So if you want to send him a letter, maybe they'll deliver it to him. But this base, I was surprised. This is a notorious base. I guess all the bases probably are notorious because they've all probably had some issues. But in 2005, there was a case where a guy named, they just called him by his last name, Kim. He had been bullied, he had been molested, and one night he just like, I'm gonna take my revenge. And he had done his night duty and everybody was sleeping. He went into the barracks. He had a hand grenade, because this is a place where, they're teaching you how to do hand grenades, because this is like more of the, this is where you get the full training. And people were sleeping. He threw a hand grenade and then he started like shooting up all the people that he hated. And 8 people died. Yeah. At this base that Jin just went into. And this was in 2005. Yeah. So his senior was among the dead. So I guess maybe his senior was one of the ones that was probably the biggest bully. 2 other soldiers were wounded, but were not in serious condition. But 8 people died from that. And the president at the time, Roh Moo-hyun, said that they were going to take steps to prevent such future instances. Well, I didn't take that much more extensive time to see if there were future instances, but yeah, there were future instances. I'm sure there was more in between 2005 and 2014, but then in 2014, there were 2 other soldiers who took their own lives. And in DP, where people who just couldn't handle it, they actually, when they were on leave, they would take their own lives. That's what happened, because they just couldn't handle it in the barracks. So when they were on leave and they went back home to Seoul or to their sister's house, 2 of them took their own lives in 2014. Then in 2016, A sergeant who was serving in the frontline unit attempted suicide with his rifle in the morning and was injured and was receiving treatment. So I'm sure there was probably some incidents after 2016. I mean, I just stopped there because I just didn't want more people to get more worried for Jin. But let's just say that at this base, yes, there is something to worry about. So if everybody is thinking like, oh, well, you know, like maybe everything will be fine. Well, let's just say there's a past history of things happening at this base. So if you wanted to have justification, and if people are thinking that, you know, if you're wanting to defend your position of saying that you have a right to be worried about Jin, well, here are 3 examples. You could probably find some more. So again, Jin is going to undergo 5 weeks of basic training, beginning with the enlistment day today, and then he's going to be assigned to his army post, and then he will finish his duties on June 12th, 2024. So the countdown begins. Alright guys, so let's take a look at my new favorite treatment essence. So what is a treatment essence? Basically, after you've done your cleansing, after you've done a toner of what I like to use is witch hazel with a cotton pad to get rid of any lingering debris and oil, then before you use a serum, I really love, this is where I would invest the money. This is the secret ingredient. When everyone's just like, oh, what's the skincare secret? In terms of skincare, it's this. It's basically water. I can't, that's why I can't show you. And why? Because if you want to lock in moisture with some sort of cream or serum, you want to have your skin moist already. And when your skin has been cleansed and stripped, you want to have something that's going to then seep in. When you have like oils and stuff from the serums, it's already a lipid, so it's going to stay on the surface. With something that's more liquid, it has a chance to seep in and bring some stuff a little bit down into the skin. Now, of course, like I said, there's a limit to skincare because it can't go down that deep, but that's the strategy we're using. You're trying to do thinnest to then thickest. And so this is the thin part. The reason why I really like this is that because I think it really feels like it's really good quality. It's by Fresh, of course, very good quality. It is fermented black tea, and they claim that it helps to give you a smooth, luminous skin that helps fight free radicals. And then there's hyaluronic acid in it, so that's why it probably, brings in some more moisture. And then the mandarin peel extract, so vitamin C, is going to help promote an even looking complexion. So definitely for the modern city type of lifestyle, but bringing in some of that natural extract. So that's why I think I like Fresh, because if you live in the city but you kind of want that botanical type of ingredients, it's basically the cosmopolitan natural combination of a skincare ingredient. Alright guys, and then of course, yes, coupon codes are still valid. Seoulite TV for $60 off, for Beauty 50 for $50 off. 2 amazing wavelengths of LED red light therapy, collagen regeneration, and also circulation of your blood so that you get more of a glow, and it gives you a more youthful complexion that ordinary skincare just can't do. And everybody who's been using it has given me great feedback saying that, yeah, they see a difference. You see a difference with this that skincare can't do. So I think you save money on skincare because you start to use, less of skincare, or like you need fewer products because you're getting a lot more benefit from the technology, so that you don't have to use as much and you don't have to like be always hunting as much, even though it is fun to use nice products. You become less dependent on it. All right, guys, so what do you think? I mean, are you worried about Jin? Hopefully they have learned from their past lessons. Hopefully the last case was 2016, and hopefully that they have been able to create systems where this type of thing can't happen. I mean, we were worried about trauma about the showers, but apparently now we have to worry about hand grenades. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, guys. Well, put your comments below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you again next time. Bye-bye, guys.